Welcome to Heritage Acres Homestead. I'm Chas. Here you'll find our family as we strive to live a life that pleases the Lord. We do our best to make the most out of what we've been given, so we'd like to invite you to come along and join us on our journey.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to Heritage Acres Homestead. I'm Chas. We are in the holiday season, my absolute favorite time. I love this time of year. I love it. On October 30th through January 1st, it's like my favorite time. The reason we start October 30th is because my son, my oldest son, Eli, was born the day before Halloween. So that has to be included in the holiday season because from there on, it's just nonstop celebrations, it seems. So we have Eli's birthday on the 30th. Then we have Halloween, which, I've showed y'all last week. We go to trunk or treat at the church and have a lot of fun there. And then my birthday was actually this week. It was on the 6th. And we went, my mom and my sister and my girls, my grandbabies, we went to a place that's somewhat local, and we do it every year. And they decorate the store. It's a floral shop, and they decorate it up with Christmas trees galore. We've been doing it for a lot of years now. But even when the kids were little bitty, I used to take them and we would walk around the store just to look at it because it was so festive and beautiful. And, decorating for Christmas is like my favorite thing. So that's just kind of a way that we celebrate my birthday. So we did that. And then, of course, we had the election was on the day before my birthday. And then we get in towards Thanksgiving. And actually, we're having Thanksgiving on Sunday at church. So we have Thanksgiving many times. So this weekend on Sunday is one of our first Thanksgiving meals for the season. And what I thought I would do is I would show you how I make one of the dishes that I always bring, and that's a sweet potato casserole. Now, this is a very southern thing. I don't know how far and wide, if people make it all around the country, I have no idea. But it's something that we make, and it's something that I make and I take to every single Thanksgiving we go to. So let's make that together, and hopefully if you've never made one, you will see just how easy it is, how delicious it is, and make one for your family get-togethers as well. So obviously the first thing we're going to start with is our sweet potatoes. Now you can use a canned sweet potato if you like, and I have in a pinch, or if I just had some that I needed to use up that were in a can. But the flavor of fresh is just way better, as is with most things. And I thought I would just take a minute. I usually never use a vegetable peeler, but Rada sent me this one. And so now that I have one, I'm going to use it. So in the past, you've probably seen me cutting with a knife for everything. But anyways, I just thought I'd throw that in. And then I have a discount on Rada if you'd like. It's in the description. But you may wonder, Chas, I see a Christmas tree in your kitchen. And honey, you would be right. Because like I said, I love this time of year. And I decorate, and I've been doing it for as long as I can remember. I did it before I was even married. I would set up a Christmas tree for me for my birthday. That because I love the decorations and the lights so much that it was like a birthday gift to myself. And so every year before my birthday on the 6th, I set up my Christmas decorations. And I always get asked the same thing because people are saying like, do you not celebrate Thanksgiving? And I'll tell them the same thing that I'm going to tell you every year. Oh, yes, we love Thanksgiving. We enjoy Thanksgiving and we're very grateful and we celebrate it, but we celebrate it with Christmas lights. And that is, that's just how it is. And even now, like, I loved it before for myself, but then it became a thing that the kids really enjoyed and looked forward to. And, you know, and then they kind of, even now that they're grown up, and then, you know, Cameo and Eli are both out on their own now, but Cameo put up her tree too. And my son is getting a tree for his place. So it, you know, it's very, I think it's something that sticks with the kids and they enjoy it because it's just, it just makes everything, even when things are tough, it just makes everything special seeming. And, you know, as believers, Christmas is just wonderful and we get to celebrate the birth of Christ. So why not celebrate for a little longer? And what more reason to be thankful, you know? So I'm going to share with you today a big batch of sweet potato casserole. But the recipe that I will put in the description for you will be for just a standard 9x13. But because this is for church, and I make a bigger batch, instead of making like two, I just make one big casserole full. It'll be, I don't know, it's probably the equivalent of two put together. And depending on the size pans I have, I may actually do two separate ones. But anyways, I'm cooking it all together right now. So I'm like gonna boil enough for two casseroles here as I'm working on the potatoes. I know a lot of people, and really with their sweet potatoes, they like to put marshmallows on top, and that's good, and I enjoy marshmallows on top of my sweet potatoes too, but that's not what this casserole is. This casserole is going to have a delicious, crusty pecan topping. It's going to be a little bit sweet, and those pecans, it's almost like a pecan pie on top of sweet potatoes. Maybe not that sweet, but it's still very tasty. So once I've peeled all these sweet potatoes, then I will cut them up into pretty, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Uniform. Pretty uniform cuts, chunks, and then we'll boil them. Now also, if you have canned your own sweet potatoes, you can use those too. And I have some that I've canned, but like I said, even with those, it's good, but just something about freshly boiled potatoes that just are delicious. All right, so I'm going to stay busy, and then I will be back once we're ready to chop these up and get them on the stove. Put the sweet potatoes into water. I've got them on the stove, and I'm going to bring them up to a boil and get them nice and tender, and then we will drain and mash and add all of our spices and sugar and all the good stuff. So once that gets to that point, we'll get back together and I'll show you the next steps. All right, our sweet potatoes are cooked and drained, and they're still a little warm. Here on the stove, we have some butter melting. You use about, I think it's about a half a cup for a regular recipe. Again, that'll be in the description. So I'm going for a full cup because I'm going to double it. And then we have some spices, some milk or cream, vanilla, salt, eggs, and sugar. But I'm gonna pull this and try to get you a better angle so you don't see just me, but you see me actually adding everything in. All right, so I'm gonna take my masher here and just go ahead and give the sweet potatoes just a quick mash. So you can see that they're really nice and soft. And I've drained all that water off. There we go. Now I'm going to scoop those aside because I'm going to crack in 4 eggs. Remember, regular recipes only use 2. I'm doing double. And these sweet potatoes are a little warm, but they're not super hot. Now for the sugar, it takes about 3/4 of a cup per recipe. Again, remember I'm doing 2. Cloves, it's about a 1/2 teaspoon. Cinnamon is a teaspoon. I really like a heavily spiced casserole, as usual. I do add a little pinch of salt, just because salt does bring out the flavor of sweet things. Couple tablespoons of vanilla. Grabbing the cream, about 1/3 of a cup of cream. switch over to a spoon. Actually, I'll just switch over to this spatula. The last thing we're going to add There we go. That is our casserole. So I'm going to go ahead and get this into a baking sheet, and then we will work on our topping. I was wrong. I forgot. I can't believe I forgot. But we want some of that fresh nutmeg. Okay, so the casseroles are in the pans. I'm going to make the topping. This is 2 cups of brown sugar. Remember, this is double. I'm going to take 2 cups of flour. First thing I'm going to do is take a fork and just kind of mix that together. to pour our butter that I've melted. It can be just soft, but I let it go on the stove a little longer than I planned, so it's melted. We're going to stir that into our brown sugar and flour. And remember, if you ever run out of brown sugar, take some plain sugar and a tablespoon or two of molasses. You got brown sugar. It's just a lot of mixing to get it all incorporated. That's it. So now, normally what I like to do is I like to go ahead and add my chopped nuts straight into this and really mix it all in and then top my casseroles. But I'm going to stop and I'm going to put a little bit on the ends because I know there are some people that go to church with me, and I always do this for my sister too. I put a little portion on the end with no nuts because she doesn't like the nuts. And then at least half or 3/4 of it with nuts, and then the others without. So I'll move everything out of the way and bring those over, and then we'll go ahead and start topping. All right, with very clean hands, you just want to pick up some of the crumble mixture and just start adding it to the end. If you do like me and want to do part of it for people who don't like the nuts. We usually, at church, we usually have two sides to the table where we put the containers of food. So that's why I'm going ahead and doing both the same way. So to never, so it doesn't matter on which side you are on when you're going through the line. If you want the no nut option, you can still get it. Of course, this doesn't work for people who are allergic. This is just for people who prefer not to have it with nuts. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and add the nuts in here. I just got these from my youngest son. His girlfriend is a cheerleader. They were having a fundraiser, so I got nuts and they came in just in time. Alright. It's been cooling down just a little bit after I got it out of the oven. I'm going to go in, take a little scoop out. It's so good. Like, it could be a dessert. It's so good. The sweet potatoes are just full of spice, and they're creamy. And then that crunchy topping with the pecans. It's great, y'all. So if you've never tried a sweet potato casserole, I'd love for you to make it and see what you think. So thanks for watching. God bless you, and I hope you come again soon. Bye-bye.
But wait, there's more. Last week, we were able to attend a Christmas tree luminary pottery class put on by Wild Fine Studio. With our group, we had enough to fill a whole class, and so the whole lot of us went together and we were able to make these beautiful Christmas tree luminaries. What you would want to do is, she has a list of her classes on our Facebook page and her website, and I'll put those in the description. And you, if you're local or close enough to drive, you could be a part of her mug workshop or her Christmas tree luminary classes. She has products available to buy off of her website as well as in her in-house shop. So if you are local enough to do this, I highly, highly recommend it. It is a great girls' night or even Christmas gift. So keep that in mind. Functional, beautiful, handmade pottery. There is nothing like it.